Hey everybody, I've got something a little bit different for you guys today. It's a gameplay from the new game, The Finals. If you guys haven't heard about the game or played the game yourself already, I'll just give a brief little overview and then we'll jump right into what I do, don't like, and what I think this game needs to be successful. The Finals is a game show based FPS game in which 4 teams composed of 3 people on each team compete to grab what are called cash boxes. Now, each of these cash boxes needs to then be taken to a cash out station. Your team's job is then to defend that cash out station with whatever utility you have on your character and obviously your guns. You then have to hold that cash out station for a set period of time, and then your team gets whatever the value of that cash out was. As the match goes on, the cash out values get progressively larger, so while taking a cash out in the beginning might help, taking a cash out later in the game is going to be much more beneficial to your team. And depending on the timing of the game, only 2 cash outs can be in play at any given time. So the faster a cash out gets inserted and taken, the sooner a new vault can pop up with even more money at stake. This is important because only the top 2 teams out of the 4 teams will move on to the next round. Now, there are some more casual game modes that don't have the round-based system that I will talk about in just a minute, but for the most part, I believe most people are going to be playing the tournament or the ranked tournament version. And the tournament version has 3 rounds, and the ranked tournament is going to have 4 rounds. Okay, now that we've got that little bit of background out of the way, I'm just going to jump right into what I really like about this game. And first of all, the guns feel fantastic in this game. There are several classes in this game. There's light, medium, and heavy, and no matter what class you're playing, there's a gun that feels fantastic. Now, I do think there are some balancing issues, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But for the most part, all of the guns in this game feel really great, and there's an option for everyone. If you want to play close range, they have throwing knives, they have swords, they have sledgehammers. If you want a bit more distance, they have snipers and they have AR weapons that you can play. Or if you just want to play suppressive fire, there's machine guns or even grenade launchers. There's a myriad of weapons, and I think it just creates a really fun game environment. And I think that that is accompanied by, pretty decent movement. A lot of people, I think, are playing this game and coming from Apex. Me, myself, I'm coming from Apex, and the movement is not as good as, I don't think any game is going to be quite as good as Apex, unless you're going to Titanfall itself. But with that being said, the Finals does offer movement that not a lot of other games do offer. They have jump pads, they have zip lines, and they even have a grappling hook if you're playing the light character. Now, none of these are going to be as versatile and as intricate as the movement that you can get in Apex with Octane's jump pad or Pathfinder's grapple. The zip lines are similar. You can do some of the movement tech that you have in Apex, like zip jumps and super jumps, but I think that's fine. This is not the same game. It's not meant to be the same game as Apex. And what this game does introduce that's very unique is that the arena is almost fully destructible. You can knock down bridges that are trying to get to a point. You can move cranes. You can knock down cranes. You can blow through walls. There's so many options and so many unique and cool things that you can do in this game. And that will lead me right to my next point. And it's just that this game is so different than any other game we have out right now. We've had a lot of BRs, there are survival looter shooters, there are games like CSGO and Valorant, but I don't quite know any game that is just like this, a fully destructible, team-based, game show-esque FPS game. It's new, it's different, and I think people are really enjoying it for the time being. There also seems to be a large amount of support from the developers themselves with the amount of cosmetics and feedback and communication that they've been giving to the player base. I know that there were a couple issues and a couple things that they felt weren't quite right in the original stages, and they've already pushed out patches to address some things. And I think that's really good and says a lot about the way that this game is going and the way that they're able to listen to their player base, and not just listen, but to listen and then implement changes. There's one other thing that I did want to point out, and it might seem like I'm bashing Apex a little here, and maybe I am, but I think it's for good reason, because this game came out the gate, and they already have better ranked rewards than what I believe Apex has. Now, the dive trails, they've been taken away from us, and the badges and banner frames and gun charms, we've had those for so many seasons, it's just getting old, and it's getting tired. I do think Apex could, cycle those in occasionally or even give them with something else. But this game came right out of the gate with you get a sticker for your gun, and if you hit the top rank, then you get a specific and special gun skin that only the top rank gets for a rather useful gun and a gun that a lot of people are going to use. And I think that is just so awesome to have rank rewards that actually make it feel worth grinding. And to be honest with you, that is one of the biggest reasons that I've been playing the finals instead of Apex a lot recently. Because I've already hit Masters and I'm not going to hit Predator. The Predator cap goes up too fast. There are too many cheaters at the high end. It's really just not worth it. But the finals, I can play and I can grind and I can learn a new game all while trying to hit the top rank that gives a unique weapon skin that's going to just look fantastic while I play and show that, you hit a certain rank. I think that's really awesome and something that I think Apex could take note of itself. Now that I've gone through a lot of what I think makes the finals really unique and what I enjoy about this game and what I've really loved about playing it so far, I am going to have to hop over to the other side and play devil's advocate and talk about the things that I just think they maybe missed the mark on a little or that could use a little bit of work to really bring out this game's full potential. And the first thing that I'm going to talk about are the class imbalances. Like I said earlier, there are 3 different classes in this game. There's light, medium, and heavy. Each of these classes has their own strengths, and that's perfect. That's what you want in this type of game. But what you don't want is one class being so much stronger than the other that it makes another class almost useless or feel just lackluster in comparison. And I think that's a little bit of what we have here in the finals. And I will admit that a lot of this is going to depend on what game mode you are playing. But I do think that there are some issues in the balancing, specifically the disparity between light and heavy that needs to be addressed in some way. And I do think that that is a little bit more weighted on the heavy side of the class system. The heavy class right now is just so strong. They have the ability to use RPGs. They have 3 times the health almost as the lights. They have a Lewis gun, which is just a fantastic weapon, and it will just shred the light class. They also have C4 that they can throw on barrels and other throwables in the game and basically get what I like to call a nuke, and they can throw it at people and remote detonate it whenever they want. So they essentially have 2 RPGs and another gun when most classes only get 1 gun. Accompany that with their bigger health pool and the ability to have a shield and other classes' ability to heal the heavy. I think that that just creates a disparity that is almost insurmountable, especially in the ranked environment when people are really working together. Don't get me wrong, the light class is still incredibly fun to play, and if you're playing one of the more casual game modes, I would say that it's probably the predominantly picked class because people play a little bit more apart. Everyone's not sweating super hard. It is a more casual game mode, and people can run around with the light class and just do their thing, and the movement feels so good. It feels the most similar to Apex that you're going to find. But I do think there are issues with the light, specifically the fact that they have an invisibility perk, and I don't think that any FPS game should really be giving people invisibility. And when you accompany that with the fact that the light also has a shotgun that pretty much one-taps the lights, the mediums, and lowers the heavies down pretty darn low, I think that that invisibility maybe goes a bit too far. The next issue that I'm going to talk about is not an issue that it's really isolated to the finals. It's an issue that you're going to find in literally any FPS game or probably any online multiplayer game these days, and that is cheating. Now, the studio behind the finals has already come out and said that they're doing their absolute best and that it is an ever ongoing battle against cheaters. But I have personally experienced people cheating against me not only in the casual mode, but also in the ranked mode, which means there's a substantial amount of games you have to play before you can even unlock ranked. So I'm not quite sure whether or not they unlock ranked and then install the cheats, or whether or not they cheated their whole way until ranked. If so, I think that's a really big problem. But if they're just, installing the cheats after, I don't know how much this game can actually do about that. But it is incredibly frustrating to play against someone who is using a gun that's only supposed to be good close range and has really high DPS, like an SMG, and they have unlimited ammo and they're just shooting straight up in the air and killing everyone on the map. And that's not a joke. I played against someone yesterday using a gun called the M11. It's really great up close. It's only for the light class. He was just standing on the roof of a building, spin bot, aim hacking, literally had 48 kills in one game, and no one could do anything. That's no fun. And that's something that needs to be kind of controlled quickly. I do understand that the game is new and they're trying to do their best to keep up with it, but that kind of thing getting into the ranked system this early is kind of scary. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about, and honestly, this is probably the biggest negative in my opinion right now, but it's not something that they can't fix or they can't change pretty easily. And it's something that I think Apex has been needing to do for a long time. And it's the fact that there's no real casual game mode in this game. Apex used to have pub matches and you could go in and play against, just whoever was online. They say there was some skill based matchmaking, but it certainly wasn't as prevalent as it is now. The finals, everyone's learning the game, and so we're okay playing some of these game modes. I think it's called Bank It, and the other one is called Quick Cash, but they're all objective based game modes. I think some people want to just come in and play Team Deathmatch or other things in this brand new game with great mechanics, fun movement, good gunplay. I think that this game needs to have a casual game mode in which there's not always an objective in mind. It would be like playing Call of Duty if the only thing that you could play was Hardpoint or Capture the Flag. But like I said, I think this is a very simple solution. I don't think it would be very difficult for this game to just put a team deathmatch mode in and people could learn to play the game, interact with the gun skill, interact with the abilities and the movement, and I think they would have a great time, and it would really just provide another avenue for people to enjoy this game. Now, I don't think that this needs to happen overnight, but I think the sooner the better. And I think the sooner that they can implement this and have a non-objective oriented game mode, I think that's going to bring a lot more people over to this game. And with that being said, that just about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. If you're not new to my channel and you're enjoying this content, please let me know down below in the comments, or just like this video and let me know that you like the finals content and that this is something that you'd want to see me make more on. If you have any ideas for videos or things you'd like me to talk about specifically within the finals, I'd be happy to do so, and I'd love to go a little more in depth on a lot of the things that I know I kind of breezed past in this video. I know there was a lot of information here and I talked about a lot of things and a kind of an overview, so I'd be happy to get more in depth on any one thing, whether it be how to play heavy, what's so overpowered about the heavy class, or whether or not light really is viable and I just don't understand. Please leave me any comments, anything below. I would love to see them. I'd love to read them. I'll try to reply to every single one of them. And thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. I killed myself. I need a tap.
I'm tapping.
That's huge.
One dead in there?
Yeah, I RPG'd. I suicided.
Directly below. I can't do shit. I'm like stuck here. I'm going for that trash.
One couldn't finish it.
I'm just gonna hold this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You almost killed yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm dead. He's running at me. I'm like 40 feet. Kill. Other guy's like half.
That's all. They just have the light left.
I'm resin.
Cool end screen.
It's lights out in the arena just
3 in a row, baby.
to our winners, the Steamrollers. From all of us here at the finals, thanks for watching.
Gosh, why
Man,
are we
we need
so
rank, I'm not gonna
damn good, bro? 36 kills. Oh my gosh. At every point possible.
Yup.